Right. Hey, the Eagles are doing it. The Eagles are making moves. The Eagles are adding defensive end after edge rusher, and it's happened again from the other day. The Eagles have signed a player off waivers, which I think was the best they could have made in the situation that they're in. You cannot get picky. You can't trade for players. You can only get guys off waivers, and you can only sign free agent off the street signings. And I think this signing right here off waivers for depth was pretty good. The best situation that they could be in right now. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about the active roster, the practice squad, some of the other moves, and they're working out another player as well. More edge. Howie Roseman is not ignoring this issue right now, and we're going to talk about it. So let's get straight into it.
A killer buried, but not dead.
Darren, we better turn around. Because I've seen enough horror movies to know any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
If I'm the betting man, and I am, and you're rooting for the Philadelphia Eagles, this is the redemption year for Jalen Hurts. This is the year we get the bad taste out of our mouths from last season. If I'm going all in, ride or die with a Super Bowl and bringing that Lombardi trophy back to Philadelphia for a second time, you need to go to BetUS, and I'm not wasting any time with it. I'm putting $500 down as the risk and getting $7,000 back at the end of the year because this offense is going to be explosive. This defense by Vic Fangio is going to be dynamic. A 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. Click the link in the description below. Start betting and start winning. All right, so sorry, my power was going on and off. I've been trying to make this video all day, but I think we're okay right now. But the Eagles have been busy, very busy the last couple days regarding the edge rush position. A lot to talk about today. So I want to start off with this. Brandon Graham was on WIP the other day, and man, the emotions that came out of him, he was almost crying just to realize that he's just not going to be with the guys the rest of the year on the field. Really sucks. It just breaks my heart so much, man. But Howie Roseman is making sure that he is not ignoring where this team is at right now, and if there is somewhat of a hole. And we're talking about depth. We're not talking about bringing in a game changer because you can't do that right now. You can get guys off waivers. You can get guys off the street. And to be honest with you, they're on the street for a reason, some of these free agents. So you really don't want to go after some of these guys unless you have more injuries or you're that desperate to get one of those guys off the street as of right now. But a new move for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is the best situational move they've had. A couple days ago, Carolina Panthers defensive end Charles Harris, former first-round pick, 29 years old. He was waived off of the squad. Didn't know if the Eagles were going to pick him up. Okay, now he's got 3 sacks with the Panthers, with a really bad team this year. 3 sacks, 16 pressures, 11.5 pressure rate, and he has 20 tackles on the year this year. Okay, so this is, I think, look, you can't get picky. Eagle fans, I know we're picky. I know, oh, well, he can't do this, or he's not. And yes, this is a guy that's not really good against the run as an edge rusher. So that's going to be probably a little bit of a problem. But pass rush-wise, he's pretty good. And he was tied with sacks with the Panthers. I mean, he's on a really bad defense right now in Carolina. Now comes to the Eagles in a rotation. And you know what? If, you're waiting for Bryce Huff to come back, Jalix Hunt hopefully is going to get more reps. More than 9 in the fourth quarter, which is, with Bryce Huff already out, Jalix Hunt's not even getting even more reps, which is just kind of blows my mind a little bit because you want to keep Milton Williams at DT. You don't want to move or change too much. So I obviously get that. But I think situationally, this was the best move they could have made. If this guy can at least put up 15% of Brandon Graham's productivity, then I have to be good with it. Look, we're not trying to replace Josh Sweat or something like that. It's a different story. This is a rotational guy. This is just somebody coming in for the year, rented for the year, and can at least do something. Okay. You're hoping, that he could do well. And like I said, Brandon Graham, I think one of his biggest strong suits this season has been against the run as an edge rusher. But now you lose that. You're bringing a guy that's slightly worse than that. But at pass rush wise, he can get to the quarterback. And especially with some weapons next to him that are pretty damn good, he might even flourish even more. So I think this was a low risk, high reward move. You get a guy off waivers. You're barely paying him anything. So I think this is a really good move. When Charles Harris got released the other day, a couple days ago, I was like, when he got waived a couple days ago, I was like, man, it would be really nice if they could pick him up. Didn't think it was going to happen. So they did. They obviously they got him off waivers. I don't know where they are on the waiver list because they go through every team. If every team wants this guy, they could pick him up. It seems like a lot of teams didn't want him. I don't know where the Eagles are on that waiver list right now. Probably in the middle, I would have to say. So they had some dibs on him, which is good. So to have what he has had with, for 16 pressures with the Panthers and hopefully we're really looking for him to obviously get to the quarterback. If they could find someone better, they could find somebody that at least can get some pressure. Great. If he's not good against the run, guys, this is what we just have to deal with, unfortunately, because there's no one else we can really get. But there was other news that I thought that was interesting, too, because it was just an edge rusher news day the other day. You had Shaq Barrett apparently coming back out of retirement. We don't know what team he wants to go to, all of that stuff. Apparently, he signed a deal with Miami, and then he backed out and retired, and apparently he's trying to come back, but the Miami Dolphins own his rights, and, I know a horrific thing happened to him. I think his daughter passed away or something really bad happened, so I think part of the reason, too, is why he retired. I don't know if that was the main reason, but he went through some stuff personally, thought it was time to just retire and really, concentrate on other things. But it looks like now he's trying to come back, and I don't know. You really have to get through the Miami Dolphins' rights. I know he was on the Kay Adams show, and he talked about a specific team he'd want. He didn't really say specifics on where he wanted to go, but it's still up in the air right now, and I wonder if the Eagles have made the call to his agent. Drew Rosenhaus, I think, is his agent right now, if they're trying to at least get him. We don't know the type of shape he's in. With these guys that are retired, coming out of retirement, you don't know the shape that they're in. Are they, so you'd have to work these guys out to see if they can even handle what they're going to handle in the coming weeks. But you're getting a guy completely healthy, and that's a great thing. So I wonder if the Eagles are not only doubling down at edge rusher, but would they actually triple down at edge rusher? So gonna be really interesting. So we heard the news on him. The Eagles did work out Malik Reed. He is an outside linebacker, but he is an edge rusher as well. 28 years old. He was an undrafted free agent in Denver in 2019. He was with Fangio for 3 years, and then was actually with him, I think, in Miami last year on the practice squad. So this is another guy they've been looking at. The Eagles have one more, I think, after all the moves they made so far. And if we look at that, Malik Reed to the fold, if they want to end up signing him, the Eagles did, they signed defensive end KJ Henry a couple days ago. Now you have Charles Harris, and now they're working out Malik Reed. So they released defensive tackle Sayaki Ika. They released wide receiver Marcus Rosemy Saint from the practice squad. And obviously Brandon Graham is on the IR right now. So with all these moves that are happening, there is one open practice squad spot. We'll see if it goes to Malik Reed or it goes to somebody else, or maybe they're trying to get someone else signed to the active roster. I have no idea. We got to wait and see what's going on with James Bradbury, all that other stuff. So we'll see what happens. I haven't heard any news on that situation as of right now. So like I said, you've got like 2 edge rushers now, which is good. Can't complain about it. They didn't sit there. They didn't just sit there and say, you know what? I mean, look, it wouldn't have shocked me if they just sat there. They said, you know what? Let's just put Jalix Hunt into the mix. If they're bringing in like 2 other edge rushers, at least one to the practice squad, and now they're bringing Charles Harris in, they must really have no faith in Jalix Hunt. I mean, 2 weeks ago, Jalix Hunt had 20-something snaps, 23 snaps, something like that. And then you go into this game against the Rams, and he hasn't come in till the fourth quarter for 9 snaps. So, I mean, I can't even really believe that Jalen Hunt isn't showing anything. I don't think they've really given him a fair opportunity, and they can't give him a week or two. They can't just give him 23 snaps and down his snaps to 9 in the fourth quarter against the Rams. I mean, that's not how you treat. I mean, with Bryce Huff not even in the mix, I mean, how are you supposed to analyze this player? I don't get it. I mean, I don't know what they're seeing. Maybe they're seeing something different. Maybe he's just not doing well. I have no idea. But the Charles Harris situation, I think, is the best. Just you're looking for an edge. You're not looking for a game changer. If he could turn into that, great, which is not going to happen. But as a rotational guy, you're getting a veteran here. You're not getting a young player that hasn't started. That's not a great rotational guy. And his statistics aren't that bad, but he's not great against the run. More of a pass rusher, and we might be hurting a little bit from Brandon Graham not being here, but we know this guy coming in is not going to put 100% productivity to match Brandon Graham's. That's not going to happen. If he can give at least 15 to 20% of that, I'll be happy with it. Okay, and the thing with Fangio is that guys that deserve playing time will play. Guys that are playing well will get more snaps and more opportunities. And it seems like they like Charles Harris. And I think, him being waived was a perfect scenario. And the Eagles picked him up. I didn't think they were even going to pick him up, but this is great. This was the best opportunity they can get is signing this guy off waivers. And they did, because, guys are coming off waivers. He came off waivers literally. He got released off waivers like literally the perfect time. The perfect time. I mean, all this edge rusher stuff just happened the last couple of days. I mean, in one instance. Kind of crazy, just kind of nuts. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. We have one open practice squad spot. We have to look out for the Malik Reed, see if he gets on the practice squad, or maybe they work him out. They don't like him and they try to go after someone else. The Shaq Barrett stuff, I think we need to keep an eye on that as well. This could take a few more weeks. I don't think this is going to happen overnight, but potentially, maybe, we'll see, because if he gets out of this contract with Miami or whatever, he has to settle down with them. He becomes a free agent. I don't think they can't trade him, obviously. He would have to be released or something like that. They work out a money situation, whatever's left on the table, because Miami still owns his rights. So this could be another potential move going forward. We'll see. I'm not going to put too much into it, but he can go almost anywhere depending what he wants and where he wants to go. Let me know what you guys think about the Charles Harris signing. Do you think he's good enough? Do you think he'll be all right throughout, the rest of the season with Bryce Huff coming back soon? Is Jalen Hunt getting snubbed right now? You guys let me know in the comment section below. We cover the Eagles every single day. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. It helps out the channel out tremendously. And make sure to check out BetUS as well. You guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Shakes up, follow side. Peace out, guys. Peace.